The Mark of the Beast, a guide to survive Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Surviving the Mark of the Beast scenario described in Revelation 13:17, where buying and selling are restricted without the mark, requires practical strategies to avoid both economic exclusion and persecution, while maintaining faithfulness to biblical principles. In this video, I share biblical strategies for physical and communal survival in such a context of focusing on self-sufficiency, community resilience, and avoiding detection by hostile authorities. These examples assume a future where believers face systemic exclusion and persecution for refusing the mark. Number 1. Build self-reliance food production. Learn to grow your own food using gardening, hydroponic, or foraging. Small-scale farming, raised beds. Vertical gardens can sustain a household biblical precedent. Proverbs 6.6:8. The ant storing provisions. Action. Start a garden now, focusing on high-yield crops like potatoes, beans, or kale. Learn seed saving to ensure long-term supply. Resources. Stockpile non-perishable seeds and basic tools, shovels, hoes, pickaxes. Study permaculture or urban farming techniques. Water security. You need to secure access to clean water by rainwater collection wells or portable filtration systems. Action. Invest in rain barrels, water purifiers like LifeStraw. Learn to locate natural water sources and filter for safety. Energy alternatives. Develop off-grid energy sources, solar panels, wind turbines, or manual generators to avoid reliance on controlled utilities. Action. Research small-scale solar kits or hand-crank devices. Practice energy conservation techniques. 2. Establish barter and trade systems. Barter networks create or join local barter systems to exchange goods and services without currency, bypassing the economic restrictions of the Mark. Revelation 13:17. Action. Learn skills, carpentry, medical, sewing, mechanical. Learn to trade goods, food, clothing. You need to connect with like-minded individuals now to build trust. Community sharing. Emulate early Christian communities. Acts 2:44-45. By pooling resources like food, tools, or shelter. Action. Form small trusted groups to share harvest skills or equipment. Practice communal living in low-stakes settings to prepare. Number 3. Form resilient Christian communities, underground networks. Create discrete networks of believers for mutual support, similar to historical examples like the early church under Roman persecution or the Underground Railroad. Action. Build relationships with trustworthy believers now. Establish communication methods, encrypted apps, coded messages to coordinate during crises. Safe havens. Identify or create safe locations, rural properties, hidden shelters, where believers can retreat when persecution escalates. Action. Scout remote areas or connect with like-minded communities willing to offer refuge. Learn basic construction for discreet shelters. Skill sharing. Train each other in survival skills like first aid, food preservation, or navigation. Action. Organize workshops or join local groups to learn skills. Online resources or books like the SAS Survival Handbook and other publications. Number 4. Avoid detection and persecution. Low profile. Minimize visibility to avoid detection by authorities enforcing the mark. Avoid using traceable systems, digital payments, social media, that could flag non-compliance. Action. Be prepared to limit or lose your digital footprint. Exit social media, use cache where possible, explore privacy tools like VPNs or encrypted communication signal. Mobility and relocation. Be prepared to relocate to less controlled areas, such as rural or remote regions, as seen in Revelation 12:6, the woman fleeing to the wilderness. Action. Research low population areas with access to resources. Learn navigation skills, map and compass use to move discreetly. Disguise and deception. While maintaining integrity, use wisdom to avoid unnecessary exposure. Matthew 10:16. Wise as serpents. Learn camouflage techniques. Action. Practice situational awareness. Learn to blend in gray man, neutral clothing, avoiding attention. Stock basic disguises, hats, glasses if needed. Number 5. Stockpile essential resources, food and supplies. Store non-perishable food, rice, beans, canned goods and essentials, like medical supplies, medication, clothing, and tools, for at least 42 months or 3.5 years. Revelation 13:5. Action: rotate stock to maintain freshness. Use vacuum-sealed containers for longevity. Aim for calorie-dense foods, 2,000 calories a day per person. Medical preparedness. Stock first aid kits, over-the-counter medications, and learn basic medical skills such as wound care, herbal remedies. Action: take first aid courses or study books like Where There Is No Doctor. Stock antibiotics if legally obtainable and have hygiene supplies. Tools and gear. Keep versatile tools, multi-tools, knives, fire starters, and survival gear blankets. Tarps a fully stocked bug-out bag. Radios for information gathering and communication. Action: invest in durable portable items. Learn to repair or repurpose equipment. Have pull carts, wagons, wheelbarrows, or dollies for transporting supplies. Security and self-defense. Luke chapter 22, verse 35-36. Learn security and self-defense tactics and skills. Own common caliber firearms like 45 caliber, 9mm, 308, 223, 7.62, 39, 12 gauge, 22 rimfire. Avoid exotic or rare calibers. Action: take a self-defense course, learn firearm safety, practice firearm skills, learn security techniques and operation procedures. Learn about escape and evasion techniques. Number 6. Develop survival skills. Learn wilderness survival, navigation skills, fire starting, shelter building, and foraging, which can sustain you in remote areas. Action: take survival courses or practice in local wilderness areas. Study edible plants and basic hunting, trapping, fishing techniques. Physical and mental resilience. Build physical fitness and mental toughness to endure hardship. 1 Corinthians 9:24-27. Action: exercise regularly by hiking, by doing strength training. Practice stress management through prayer, meditation, reading, and relaxing techniques. Financial independence. Reduce reliance on systems tied to the mark by minimizing debt and owning tangible assets like precious metals, tools, and ammo. Action: pay off debts now. Convert some savings to barterable goods or durable assets. Number 7. Spiritual and psychological preparation. Strengthen faith. Regular prayer, scripture study, and worship all help prepare you spiritually to resist compromise. Ephesians 6:10-18. Action: memorize key scriptures. Psalm 23, Romans 8:28-39, Philippians 4:13. For encouragement. Join a church or a Bible study group to build spiritual resilience. Mental fortitude. Prepare for isolation or betrayal. Matthew 24:10, Revelation 13:10. Cultivate hope and focus on eternal promises. Revelation 21:4. Action: practice thankfulness and faithfulness to combat fear. Connect with spiritual mentors or counselors for emotional support. Cautions: avoid extremism. Do not emphasize a military or militia approach to your preparedness, which can escalate risks, draw government attention, or contradict biblical calls for peace. Matthew 5:9. Focus on non-violent resilience. Legal compliance. Obey the local laws and ordinances as reasonably as possible. Do not draw unnecessary attention to yourself by committing unnecessary or petty crimes. Discernment. Be cautious of strangers. Do not focus on fear-based conspiracies or unverified claims about the mark. Focus on biblical wisdom and practical steps. Balance. Don't neglect current responsibilities, e.g., family, church, work, while preparing for future scenarios. Luke 16:10. Historical examples. Early Christians. Under Roman persecution, believers survived by forming tight-knit communities, sharing resources and meeting in secret. Catacombs. Second World War resistance. Groups like the Dutch Underground hid Jews and Christians, using barter systems and secret networks to evade Nazi control. Modern persecution. In countries with religious oppression, North Korea, Muslim and communist countries, underground churches survive through discreet communication, shared resources, and faith. Summary. To survive the mark of the beast and persecution, focus on self-sufficiency, shelter, water, food, energy, barter systems, and resilient Christian communities. Avoid detection through a low profile, mobility, and discretion. Stockpile essentials, develop survival skills, and strengthen spiritual and mental resilience. Start small now. Learn one new skill, connect with one trusted person, store 1 month of supplies, build preparedness over time. These steps align with biblical wisdom. Proverbs 22:3, the prudent see danger and take refuge. Maintain biblical faith and community. This has been a guide to surviving the mark of the beast. Use wisdom, caution, and modify this plan to meet your needs.